No.
You know none.
No.
I know a few in Houston and San Antonio and Austin, but Dallas I think I know of 2. Right? It's not like, the bedrock of Judaism down there, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got some anecdotal evidence of one little tiny conclave, if you will. And Greg, what you're doing is you're extrapolating, this is what the whole thing is, and I'm telling you, you can't do that. You may have, like Levi said, a transplanted conclave of New York Jews who are coming in with a New York attitude that these stupid Texans, and that's what really this is about. It's not a Jew versus Goyim equation. It's a New York versus Texas equation. And they are New York, and they feel because they're New Yorkers that they are so much smarter than you Texas hicks, right? And they think you a bunch of dumb hicks, cowboys, and they think, they're a bunch of Christians and they're stupid, and right? Am I right?
Yeah.
That's a product of living in New York. Yeah. That's not a product of being a Jew. That's a product of living in New York. And I got more. Let's say it was a bunch of Italians from New York. Mm-hmm. I think your experience would be the same. What do you think about that, Levi?
Interesting.
Yeah. What about? It could be worse. It could be a bunch from New Jersey. Right?
Yeah, and they could be.
What about a bunch
Tony Soprano?
What about a Jersey women? What about a whole conclave of just a bunch of Jersey women came down to Dallas, Texas, and just laughed at them all and thought they were a bunch of dumb hicks, right?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. I like what Esther wrote.
Great. So her father's a teacher. He's not Jewish. He was invited into an Orthodox home. Mm-hmm. Some of his kids at school, so we could show them what a Sabbath was.
Right. Right. This is what Greg needs to know. I think, and Malachi says, sitting, because he lives in San Antonio, he says, sitting here in Texas, I can say that Rabs is correct about this. Greg, I want you to pay attention to this. I wish you could read, Greg, this chat room. Right now, you've got several people in this very crowded chat room who are saying that you're wrong, and the interpretation is incorrect, and our interpretation is very much more likely. We've got people from Texas, and they're saying that the attitude of the New Yorkers, not necessarily Jews, but New Yorkers, is they come to Texas and they think Texas is a bunch of hicks. So because you were living there, you experienced that, but you would have experienced that whether they were Italians or Jews or Irish or whatever. Now, the other thing is that Esther's in the chat room, and she says that her father's not Jewish, and he was treated with great respect and stayed and spent Shabbos from his homes in England.
But something's not right with that man because he doesn't have a problem with you.
Her dad is great. I love her dad. Oh, you just love that, don't you? You just love that.
So I'm a lot like Moses because both Moses and I, we kind of sit in judgment all day on the Jewish people.
No, you're not at all like Moses. Moses would never say that. Moses would never say that line. Moses was the most humble man in the history of mankind. He was the most humble man, and you're the complete opposite. You're the biggest egocentric maniac in the history of God's creation, and that's why you put yourself at Moses' level. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I heard from D. Medic, our former loyal fan.
Yeah, how come he writes to you and he doesn't write to
me?
Because
I emailed him, said, hey, how you doing? Because I care about people.
Okay, yeah, you just want his money, that's You're like, hey, Dave Medic, I haven't heard from you.
D. Medic says, what I learned from you and the rabbi has kept me spiritually very stable. Wish you'd do the same thing for us. You guys helped me feel less guilt, made me more willing to fight against doing things that are wrong every day. I could go on a rant, but I just wanted to check in and let you and the rabbi know that I haven't forgotten the hard work that you both have put out. I probably shouldn't.
Oh yeah, D. Medic, we love you, man. We miss you.
So perhaps I should be like taking Jethro's advice to Moses and deputize.
Wait a second, who's Jethro? What are we watching, like Beverly Hillbillies or something?
Yitro. That I need to deputize some junior bloggers to kind of take the burdens off my shoulders of constantly like judging the Jewish people and judging in disputes between various rabbanim, judging like who's kosher is kosher and who's kosher is not so kosher.
Why are you so judgmental?
This is the way God made me.
Let's talk about arrogance. Let's talk about arrogance tonight. Let's talk about arrogance.
Let's talk about arrogance.
You become a Jew,
Yeah.
And you're not even in the group 15 minutes. You haven't even had your first bagel and lox sandwich. You haven't even been to your first bris yet.
Yeah.
Okay? You haven't even, gone out on a single date with a Jewish woman. And what does the guy do? He goes running onto the internet, creates a blog, and trashes all the Jews that aren't holding by his standards. I mean, like, you weren't even in this party for 5 minutes, and you were already, like, telling... It's like...
Perhaps that was inappropriate.
It's like you got accepted to a
dinner party.
You got accepted to a dinner
I show
party.
up and the door let out a loud, rude noise. It goes on for about 35 seconds, and it's really smelly.
I wasn't going to put it down like that, but...
And then I wonder why nobody talks to me.
I was going to say that you go to the dinner party, because they finally said, do we have room for one more guest? They go, yeah, let's try to get Levi in the door, right? Yeah. So, like, you show up, right?
Yeah.
And you show up.
Anyone want to see my bris?
Yeah, and it's like, but you get there, I was going to say something else. That you start fighting with all the gathered guests. You go, oh, you had no business being invited. Look at you. You don't deserve to be invited. I'm the only one who deserves to be invited here. And then you say to the host, get out of here. You don't know how to cook a meal. Let me show you how to cook a meal. Let me go in the kitchen and re-warm everything up. You don't call this a dinner. This is not. And that's start rearranging the furniture and the.
Like pulling the daughter into the side room. So you and I, we need to just pray together alone. Oh, yes, I've done some foolish things in my time. So Moses tells Yitro, when the people have a dispute...
Can we say Yisro?
No.
Okay, why don't we go with Jethro again?
Okay, Moses tells Jethro.
The first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. And the second thing you know is he's in his underwear. And the third thing you know is he's laying in the hay. And the fourth thing you know is he's laying Ellie Mae.
So when the people have a dispute, they come to me and I make known the law of God. That's what Moses tells Jethro. So God's revealed through his law, not through theological doctrines. We too can find God through our disputes with our fellow by searching out the law. There aren't matters too mundane for God's law.
Okay. You know what I like? Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Go.
God tells the Israelites to get ready for his divine revelation by washing. So cleanliness is next to godliness, folks. Do take a shower every day. Like in England, the Palms, they only shower like twice a week. At least they used to.
The who's?
The Palms, the British. They just like they take a bath twice a week.
Twice a week?
That was about the end of it.
They take a bath twice a week, folks. I'm extremely sexy. Hey, you know the
yeah.
What? Go back to this. Go back to this.
Esther says that yes, that's right.
What's right?
The British only bathe twice a week.
Where do you see that?
She's saying, yes, look, that's so right. That's like very astute observation.
She said, take that back, Luke. I don't think she agrees with you. I'm going to guess she doesn't agree with you. She's not real happy. She's got like 100 exclamation points there.
Well, maybe it's changed, but it used to be that way. They didn't like to bathe very much.
I will have you know that she is British and she bathes because a lot of times
she was bathing at your place.
No, but a lot of times that when she Skypes with me, she has wet hair because she just came out of the shower.
Good. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
But you guys weren't like bathing together, were you? Sorry, Esther.
Gosh, you're really disgusting. Okay, now.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to tell you about based on the last thing. Oh, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah.
There's a song that the kids grow up with.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be neat. You gotta be clean. You gotta give your mom a break from the washing machine. And all Jewish kinder will be starting their own Seder B'ni Kayom.
Awesome.
That means that you're going to start a Seder of cleanliness.
I like it.
That's how Jewish kids are brought up. OCD. Go back to the chat room. I want to see what's going on. Kiwi. Oh, this is getting really personal.
Where did Esther sleep when she visited Rab's?